You know, for a lot of us, history class was, well, let's just say it was prime nap time. But something really weird is happening online. That exact same boring subject is suddenly going viral, pulling in millions and millions of views. So what's the secret? It's all about how the story is told.
I mean, get this. Genghis Khan using 1,000 cats to burn down his city. It sounds like something out of a crazy fantasy movie, right? But it's a real historical event. And it's exactly this kind of unbelievable, shocking truth that has people glued to their screens.
And believe me, this isn't just a one-off thing. Channels like Farzan Films are absolutely exploding. We're talking nearly 500,000 subscribers, all from turning dusty old history into these incredible mini-movies. The audience for this stuff is huge, and it's clear they want more. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On one side, you've got the history class we all remember, dull textbooks, memorizing dates. And on the other, what's blowing up online? Cinematic stories, jaw-dropping facts, and views in the millions. It's a total reinvention of the subject. So what we're seeing isn't just some passing trend. This is a whole new frontier for creators. And today, we're going to break down exactly how you can get in on the action. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the why this is all happening now. Then we'll dive right into the step-by-step AI blueprint that you can use to make these videos yourself, from coming up with the story to adding that final cinematic touch. So what's the secret weapon behind this whole content revolution? It's not some huge Hollywood studio, I'll tell you that. It's actually a pretty simple, repeatable workflow that's powered almost entirely by AI, and it lets creators pump out this amazing content incredibly fast. And look, I know this might seem complicated, but it really just boils down to these 4 key stages. You've got the script, the voice, the visuals, and the edit. For every single one of these steps, AI is the engine that makes it happen, which means this is now something anyone can do. Okay, so first things first, it all starts with the story, right? Because you could have the most amazing visuals in the world, but if your narrative is boring, nobody's going to stick around. So how do you even find these viral ideas? Well, you start with a really clever ChatGPT prompt. The trick is to be super specific. You tell it to act like a viral creator. You demand that it only uses real events, no myths or legends. And you tell it to keep the titles short and punchy. You do that, and bam, you get a list of 20 ideas that are practically guaranteed to make someone click. All right, you've got your killer title. Now what? Well, turning it into a full script is just one more prompt away. You just ask the AI to write it in the style of a documentary narrator, using short, dramatic sentences. What you get back is a script that's perfectly paced for a voiceover. It creates suspense and makes it super easy for people to follow along. Okay, script's done. Now we need to give it a voice. And honestly, you've got some amazing options here. Google's Gemini tool is incredible, and it's totally free, which is wild. But if you want a ton of variety and some of the most realistic voices you've ever heard, a tool like 11 Labs is the absolute gold standard. All right, now for the part that honestly used to be the absolute hardest, creating a consistent and really cool-looking visual world from nothing. This is where AI stops being just a tool and starts feeling like a creative partner. And this is where a real game changer comes in. It's a tool called Catalyst AI. The best way to think about it is like a personal, all-in-one animation studio. You just give it your script, and it handles everything else. The characters, the scenes, even animating the whole story for you. And the best part? The whole process is ridiculously simple. You just paste your script in, choose a format, like vertical for short, and the AI generates a whole cast of characters. You can even tweak them or upload a real photo to make sure your historical figure looks perfect. And then you click one button, and it animates the entire thing. It's insane. So what makes this tool so darn powerful? Well, it basically solves the 3 biggest nightmares for anyone trying to make AI video. First, character consistency. It just works. Second, it's smart enough to read your script and break it down into scenes automatically. And third, it animates everything for you. It saves a mind-boggling amount of time. Okay, so we've got our voiceover, we've got our AI-generated clips. Now it's time for the final step, the polish. This is where we assemble all the pieces and add that professional Netflix documentary kind of feel. You can do all of this in a super simple editor like CapCut. You just bring everything in, drop some cool effects on top like film grain or slow zooms to add drama, then find some suspenseful background music to build tension. And finally, and this is super important, add captions. It makes your video way more engaging, especially for people watching with the sound off. So let's just take a step back for a second. We've gone from a simple idea all the way to a finished cinematic video. This entire process used to require a whole production team, and now anyone can do it right from their laptop.
And really, if there's one thing you take away from all this, it's this. AI is completely leveling the playing field for storytelling. These incredibly powerful tools are making it possible for anyone, and I mean anyone, to create content that looks professional without needing a crew or a giant budget. So you literally have the entire blueprint now. You know how to turn a fascinating piece of history into something amazing. The tools are right there, and the audience is definitely waiting. So really, the only question left is, what story are you going to tell?